Hey, it's me, Vicky Marie. I've already recorded this once and I forgot to turn the volume on. Do you think that's Matthew Perry having a laugh? Anyway, not only that, I my I had some vegetables in the oven and I forgot about them and they're now cremated. Anyway, never mind. I'm going to have another rant. The thing is, it won't be as ranty as the last one was because, of course, I got a lot of it out when I recorded it the first time. But basically, what I want to say is be more Mathew, be less Robert Card. So within this last couple of days, two people, well, there's more people have departed this earth than just these two guys, but these two particular guys that have been in the news. And I just wanted to show the difference between them and why we should be more one and less the other. So we've got Mathew Perry, 54 years old. Looks like it was some sort of well, we don't know. We don't know exactly the cause, but apparently was found in his jacuzzi, drowned, so he may have had a heart attack. Of course, he'd had a checkered life with dependent, drug dependency and substance abuse issues that he's had all his life, mental health issues, you name it. But he's still managed to bring happiness, comfort, laughter to so many people, millions of people, and that is the legacy that he will leave behind. Now, he's not a perfect person. None of us are perfect people. I've done things in my life I'd like to take back. If I could go back and do it again, do it a different way maybe. But I mean, nothing like the other guy that I'm going to talk about, but we've all done things, haven't we? We've all done things at the time we did, maybe for selfish reasons, maybe just mistakes. And later on, we think, oh, we shouldn't really have done that. So we have to live with it. We have to atone for it. We have to be sorry for it. Mathew Perry, he's had his checkered life, his own demons, and I'm sure he wasn't a perfect person, but he still managed to leave this legacy of love and laughter and comfort, and to different generations, so all generations of people love Friends. Then we've got the other twonk. We've got this guy, Robert Card, 40 years old, checked out himself. Fair enough, he wanted to check out. He had mental health problems. But you know what? This is what makes me so angry. It's not because of mental health issues that he did what he did. He did it because he's a twonk. He did it because he's a narcissist. Because lots of people have mental health issues and decide to check out, or decide to struggle and face life and, try and stay in this world for their family because they won't put their family through that. So lots of people cope day in, day out with mental health issues. We cannot blame what this twonk did on mental health issues. He did it because he's a twonk. He did it because he's a narcissist, because he wanted to make everyone else suffer like he was suffering. And I'm sure he was suffering. Well, if he was suffering, he should have just taken himself out, not taken. Now what he's done is not only taken those victims off this earth, he's made their families suffer probably for the rest of their life now. The trauma of the other people that were there that were injured, the people who were just there and witnessed it. What a twonk. So this is what I wanted to rant about. Oh, I'm getting into the rant, even though I've done it once. I obviously needed to do it twice. Be more Mathew. Even when you're going through things, we're all going through things all the time. Or at times, most of us are going through things that we carry with us day in, day out to varying degrees. Some things people carry with them are worse than others. But we have to deal with it. We can't take it out on everybody else because that is narcissism. That's not mental health issues. That is narcissism, thinking everybody else has got to pay because you feel miserable. That's narcissism, not mental health issue. So, and what I wanted to say is what I do. Sometimes you don't feel like seeing people, do you? Because, for me, I am an empath, so I do tend to soak up other people's energies. Now, that's fine if it's positive energies, but quite often it's not. That's why I don't like being out and about around people sometimes, because if I'm not up to it, I cannot take that negative energy if I'm already negative. If I'm feeling okay and upbeat, I can cope with it and hopefully I can help them feel better. But if I'm already down, I cannot soak in any more negative energy. Some people don't soak in other people's energies. They just go off and they're just in their own zone, and lucky them. That's what I say. But I can't. I do. Even just walking down the road, somebody walks past me, I can sense their energies, whether it's positive or negative. But what I try and do sometimes is try and talk to, well, I don't often try and talk to strangers, but I'll smile at them, or I might say a little thing. And you do notice that people respond to that, don't they? And I do, someone gives you a little kindness or gives you a smile or says hello, just a little thing like that. And it makes you feel good. And then maybe you say hello to the next person or give a little kindness to them or whatever. And it's true, these sort of things are infectious, and sometimes we watch the news and we think, oh my God, everything's so depressing. People are terrible all over the world. But actually they're not, because for every one twonk, there's probably a million really nice people, or maybe even more, but they're not the ones that get the attention all the time, are they? Certainly not on the news. It's all depressing. So now one of my sisters always said, you say to me when I was going through some relationship problems, missing someone, who wasn't really interested in me as much as I was interested in them. And she would say, oh, put him in a black bin bag and throw it behind you, figuratively. I'm saying, I'm not talking about a true crime thing here. Literally, figuratively, in your head, you can do that with people, you can do it with problems. Sometimes problems just get too much, don't they? They're insurmountable and they overwhelm you. Now, when it gets to that point, you've just got to think to yourself, what is the point of me even thinking about these things if I can't control them? You can only control the things you can control. Anything else, put it in that black bin bag, throw it behind you, let it go. Give it, if it's a person, give him a blessing and send them on their way, because you're only hurting yourself when you get totally caught up in these things. So yeah, figuratively speaking, literally imagine throwing things away and putting them in the bin, not even in the recycling bin, just any bin. You don't have to think about what needs to go in each different bin. Just figuratively, in a skip, something like that, just throwing it away, but figuratively. I'm not recommending throwing real people away. And it's not only people, it's problems. Sometimes you just think, oh, how am I going to pay that? Or what am I going to do? Or what about this? Or what about that? And sometimes I just literally have to call time out on myself and think, what are you even, especially in the middle of the night, isn't it? When these problems come to early hours in the morning, like when it's your mind's racing and you can't sleep, and it's difficult. So anyway, so the purpose, as I said, of this rant, I want to say to you, think about the legacy that you're leaving behind. I mean, we can't all leave a legacy like Mathew. He's a famous person. But we could all leave in little legacies. Look at what legacy this twonk's left for his own son. His own son, an 18-year-old boy now, has got a legacy of knowing for the rest of his life that his dad was a serial shooter, a serial killer, really. How nice. What a selfish twonk he is. So you need to think about you want your family to remember you as being a nice person. You want your family, you can only do little things. We can't all do what Mathew did. He converted his problems with substance abuse and started helping people, going along and giving talks and things like that. We can all help in little things in a little way. We doesn't have to be to the same extent as Mathew, because as I say, he's a famous person. But the other legacy he left is it just made, even just today, thinking about some of the episodes that he was in, and just hilarious. Just, when you're feeling fed up, I don't know what he would have watched when he was feeling fed up. Maybe he sat and watched Friends. I don't know. But that's what I certainly would. There's quite a few comedy programs, that I'd sit and watch to cheer myself up. Friends would definitely be one of them, because every episode had parts in it that would make me laugh so much. So now what did they, but so he's left all that legacy. This twonk has left a horrible legacy. So we don't want that, do we? We're not going to leave those sort of legacies. And how dare, I mean, he'll be accounting for it all. I hope now he's on the next plane. And he actually, I was thinking about it, he needs our prayers more than Mathew does, because you know what, Mathew has got this good legacy that he's left behind. This guy, he really needs prayers, because I don't know what's going to happen to him in the next life. If you believe in any of that, which I do, what is going to happen to him? Right, and the other thing that I want to do, because then in the previous video that I did, that I forgot to turn the sound on, as I was in the middle of the video, I remembered my favourite poem, because when I was talking to you guys, on the video that I made without any sound, I was thinking about this particular poem. It's a poem that always occurs to me whenever I can't cope with what's going on, or things are getting too much for me. So I'm going to share that with you, if that's okay. And that is the Desiderata poem. Let's have a look at it. Words for Life. Desiderata, Words for Life by Max Enraman. I hope I pronounced that right. So these are words I try and go by. Go placidly amid the noise and haste, and remember what peace there may be in silence. As far as possible, without surrender, be on good terms with all persons. Speak your truth quietly, clearly, and listen to others. Even the dull and the ignorant, they too have their story. Avoid loud and aggressive persons. They are vexations to the spirit. If you compare yourself with others, you may become vain and bitter, for always there will be greater and lesser persons than yourself. Enjoy your achievements as well as your plans. Keep interested in your own career, however humble. It is a real possession in the changing fortunes of time. Exercise caution in your business affairs, for this world is full of trickery. But let this not blind you to what virtue there is. Many persons strive for high ideals, and everywhere life is full of heroism. Be yourself, especially do not feign affection, neither be cynical about love. And I can be a bit cynical about love. I've got to stop doing that. I think I'm going to have to find myself a nice man to fall in love with. For in the face of all aridity and disenchantment, it is perennial as the grass. Take kindly the counsel of the years, gracefully surrendering the things of youth. It's difficult. Getting old is difficult, and you do just have to accept it. It's a privilege. Matthew Perry, 54 years old. He probably, he'll be always 54, but there's lots of people much younger than that don't get a life. So it is difficult sometimes to accept that you're getting old and you can't do the things you could do when you were younger. Nurture strength of spirit to shield you in sudden misfortune, but do not distress yourself with dark imaginings. Many fears are born of fatigue and loneliness. Yeah, I would always recommend, when you're worrying, try and sleep. I've got a few YouTube channels that I listen to, that like hypnosis ones, that always send me off to sleep. You always feel better when you wake up. It might not have, it hasn't resolved the problem, whatever it is, but just when you first wake up, or in my case anyway, when I first wake up, I feel better. Beyond a wholesome discipline, be gentle with yourself. And this is my favourite bit. You are a child of the universe, no less than the trees and the stars. You have a right to be here, and whether or not it is clear to you, no doubt the universe is unfolding as it should. Therefore, be at peace with God. whatever you consider him to be or her, and whatever your labours and aspirations, in the noisy confusion of life, keep peace with your soul. With all its sham, drudgery, and broken dreams, it is still a beautiful world. Be cheerful, strive to be happy. Okay, so I would definitely agree with everything that is said in that little poem. I hope you've enjoyed listening to that. I hope it's made you feel good. Have a great day. I will be back tonight with a live in the Serial Killer Sunday. Just thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking all my videos. This channel as well is what keeps me going sometimes. Then I get such lovely comments, lovely emails, lovely everything, that it's an honor, if you like, or it's a privilege for me to be able to do that and be lucky enough to get that kind of feedback. So the basic premise of this rant is: be more Mathew, be less Robert. Don't be a twonk like Robert. Think about your even little actions, like leaving a nasty message for someone on a YouTube channel, or even things like that could just hurt other people. Think about what you do. And I've done it. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I've never hurt anyone. I have. What I'm saying is, think about it. Think about it. How would you feel to get that comment? Is that comment coming from anger inside you with yourself? I noticed a couple of comments recently, and I didn't in the end. I was going to say something and then I didn't, so I just thought that person's hurting. Sometimes people, when they're hurting, they lash out. That's probably a bit what Robert did, but don't do that. Be more Mathew, don't be Robert. Don't lash out at other people when you're hurting, because that's just not fair. Okay, I'll see you very soon. Take care. Love you loads, and until I see you again, may your God go with you. Bye.